This is Student Journal page 85. We're going to review how to add, subtract, and multiply polynomials. This is something that you learned in Algebra 1 and possibly 8th grade math. We're adding two trinomials. Remember, a trinomial is three unlike terms separated by addition or subtraction signs. When you add and subtract polynomials, you combine like terms. Negative 4x squared is like terms with negative x squared. Negative 6x is like terms with 7x. And 18 is like terms with positive 8. So we're going to add those like terms. Negative 4x squared plus negative 1x squared is negative 5x squared. Negative 6x plus 7x is positive 1x. 18 plus 8 is positive 26. This would be the answer to finding the sum of these two trinomials. Next, I'm going to subtract these two trinomials. I like to just subtract, but there are some students who prefer to keep this trinomial, the first one, the same. Change this middle sign to addition, and then change every sign within the polynomial. So a negative x squared becomes positive x squared, positive 24x becomes negative 24x, and negative 63 becomes positive 63. You may do either one, but I just subtract. Again, I'm going to subtract like terms. 6x squared minus negative 1x squared. 6 minus negative 1 is 7x squared. Negative 12x minus 24x. Negative 12 minus 24. That is negative 36x. 48 minus negative 63 would 48 minus negative 63 is the same thing as 48 plus 63, which is 111. And that would be my answer to question 2. You decide if you want to make the middle sign addition and change every sign, or if you just want to subtract. For number 3, I'm just going to subtract like terms. Let's subtract like terms. Negative 11x to the fourth minus negative 11x to the fourth, negative 11 minus negative 11. Keep change opposite there. That's 0, so those are canceled out. I don't have a like term to go with negative x cubed, but I need to keep it in my answer. Negative 3x squared minus 5x squared. Negative 3 minus 5 is negative 8x squared. 10x minus negative 7x. 10 minus negative 7 is positive 17x. Negative 2 minus 13. Negative 2 minus 13 is negative 15. That is the difference of those two polynomials. Now we'll go on to multiplying. We reviewed how to add and subtract. Now we'll multiply. Remember, when you're multiplying, you're going to distribute first. Also, when you're multiplying, you add your exponents. Notice I did not do anything with exponents when I was adding, but when you're multiplying, you add your exponents. I'm going to multiply 2x squared times 2x cubed. 2 times 2 is 4. X squared times x cubed is x to the 2 plus 3 is 5. 2x squared times negative x squared, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. X squared times x squared is x to the 4th power. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2x squared times 3x, 2 times 3 is 6. x squared times x. 2 plus 1 is 3. 2x squared times negative 5. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. X squared times no variable is x squared. That would be the product of this monomial, one term, with this polynomial. For number 5, we have a trinomial times a trinomial. What we're going to do is multiply this term by this entire trinomial. Then we're going to multiply this term with this entire trinomial. And then we're going to multiply this term with that same entire trinomial. I'm going to need probably all of this space to write out what I have to do. So I'm going to write x to the 4th times 3x squared minus 6x minus 1. Then I'm going to put negative 10x squared times this trinomial. Then plus 25 times this trinomial. Then I will distribute. X to the 4th times 3x squared is 3x to the 6th. 4 plus 2 is 6. X to the 4th times negative 6x is negative 6x to the 5th. X to the 4th times negative 1 is negative x to the 4th. Now distribute negative 10x squared and then 25. I'm going to distribute and come back and show you the answer. This is the answer that I got when I distributed. If you'll check yours with mine, then I want you to take the time to combine like terms. I combined like terms to get my final answer. Everything not highlighted did not have a like term. Your answer should always be in descending order, largest exponent first, then after that just continue down. My final answer, 3x to the 6th minus 6x to the 5th minus 31x to the 4th. Notice I did not do anything with the exponents. When you're adding and subtracting, you leave your exponents alone. Brought down 60x cubed. These two were like terms. 85x squared, positive 10 plus 75. Negative 150x, negative 25. Moving on to number 8. For number 8, what we have to do is we have to multiply these two binomials first, and then take this answer and multiply it by this binomial. To multiply that binomial, we're going to do something very similar to what we did with question 5. We're going to multiply x with x minus 2, and then we're going to multiply positive 1 with x minus 2. So x times x minus 2 and positive 1 times x minus 2. I'll put that in brackets just to separate that and x plus 6. We'll keep this x plus 6 to use in just a moment. X times x is x squared. X times negative 2, negative 2x. 1 times x is 1x. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. I'm going to switch to parentheses because I don't need this bracket anymore. No like term for x squared. Negative 2x plus x is negative x minus 2 times x plus 6. I don't always write the multiplication like this. I want to show you on this one how I actually do this multiplication. I'll use highlighter just to show you. I'm going to distribute x squared to both of these. And those two arrows are work enough for me. X squared times x is x to the 3rd. X squared times 6 is positive 6x squared. Then I'm going to distribute the negative x to the x and the negative x to the 6. Negative x times x is negative x squared. Negative x times 6 is positive 6x. The last thing I will do is distribute the negative 2 to each of those terms. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x, and negative 2 times positive 6 is negative 12. I'll combine like terms. There's no like term to go with x cubed. These are like terms. 6x squared minus x squared is positive 5x squared. 6x minus 2x is positive 4x minus 12. That is my answer to question 6. If you will try question 7, I'll come back and show you my answer. For number 7, I multiplied these two binomials first. 2x times this binomial, negative 3 times this binomial, and brought down 4 minus 5x. I distributed, got these answers, and brought down 4 minus 5x. I combined like terms, putting the largest exponent first, negative 2x squared, plus 15x minus 18, and I brought down 4 minus 5x. I distributed next. I distributed the negative 2x squared to these. I got these answers. I distributed 15x to these. That's where these answers came from. And I distributed negative 18 to these and got these answers. And lastly, I combined like terms to get this final answer. I'd like you to try number 8. You're just going to multiply these two binomials. This is the answer that I got for question 8. I distributed 3y to 3y plus 8 and negative 8 to 3y plus 8. 24y minus 24y, that gives me 0y, so I no longer have a y. Final answer, 9y squared minus 64. For question 9, before I have you do question 9, I want you to know what this exponent stands for. It means that you have 2v minus 1 3 times. You have 2v minus 1 times the quantity 2v minus 1 times the quantity 2v minus 1. The answer is not 8v cubed minus 1. You might see those in the answer, but the answer is not 8v cubed minus 1. So if you'll take the time to multiply those three binomials the way we did question 6 and 7. I distributed 2v to 2v minus 1 and negative 1 to 2v minus 1. I got this answer and this answer. I combined like terms and got this answer. All the while, I brought down the 2v minus 1. Once I simplified this, I distributed 4v squared to 2v minus 1, negative 4v to 2v minus 1, and 1 to 2v minus 1. Then I combined like terms to come up with this final answer. Thank you.